Esquire magazine did an article on him, said he was the most wanted man by terrorists in the world. And he wanted to give me Azakawi's AK that they pulled off of him out of, when he got his feelings hurt. Ask him if he wants to cut my head off. And I mean, this is right when people were watching on TV. He goes, boss, I don't think that's a good idea. There was a gentleman in Iraq that wanted to meet with me. He is an influencer to about 300 million Muslims. We call him the professor. And there were people in lead agencies in all the top aides said, no one can get a meeting with this guy. He wants to meet with you. And I said, I ain't the guy, And just so people know, we've never taken any money or resources from our government or any government. Have we relayed information that helped in certain situations? Absolutely. And, have they helped us? I'll give you a great example. So this guy, he wants to meet with me. I said, why does he want to meet with me? They said, he's watched you for 2 years. And he says, you actually care about the kids. And this guy, al-Baghdadi, asked him to be their spiritual leader. So maybe that's going to put in perspective for some people. But no one could get a meeting with him. And he's from Fallujah. And, super influential. So we flew in. It was a 72-hour mission. Wheels down and up, 72 hours out of the country. And we had to be our own QRF. We have to be our own medics. We're totally self-contained, which means if things go sideways, we will not rely on anybody to get us, and we wouldn't put anybody in harm's way.
How many guys are on? How many people are on a team with you?
It depends on what's specific to the mission.
Okay.
We've done 2 to 20.
Okay.
But again, layered and redundancy for who, what, when, how. And our head of security, Iraqi, when we're there, but also works with the FBI, agency work, and he's never charged me a penny. Never. I've offered. He's like, no way. And he actually became an American citizen. Esquire magazine did an article on him, said he was the most wanted man by terrorists in the world. So kept his face and name out of it. And he was with the unit for a long time. And he still does stuff. So as a matter of fact, I'm looking at, just a side note. When we started going over there and hammering it out, because we, in the last 8 years, been there 17 times. So 17 pumps into wherever, for whatever we're doing, over 100 missions complete. With trauma care or help, over 45,000 women and children.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And right into ISIS confinement camps. Al-Hol, with my wife, leading a team in. But our head of security, he the stuff we were doing, he was blown away, especially because he helped set up that meeting with the professor. And he goes, Victor, I want you to have this. And he wanted to give me Azakawi's AK that they pulled off of him out of, when he got his feelings hurt. And he goes, this is mine, but I want you to have it because you're here doing this stuff. And I was like, thank you. I'm honored. I said, but I've got my own. It's tricked out to me, and I'm thinking that thing may have some juju on it, man. I'm not. And he goes, well, let me at least give you drums. I said, why drums? He goes, don't ever underestimate the power of just force and loud. He goes, ISIS hates loud. We're laughing, but we kind of downplay always the risk, although we ask for prayers, but we don't expect people to understand what we've done or what we do, because I mean, they don't have a basis for it.
That's why I'm trying to draw it out of you.
Yeah.
They need to hear it.
Yeah. So what compels us is the love for kids. And this professor met with us, and, you know, the first question I asked him, we're sitting down like this, and, you know, I'm using a terp, and I said, it was with Delta, and I said, ask him if he wants to cut my head off. And I mean, this is right when people were watching on TV. He goes, boss, I don't think that's a good idea. I said, ask him. He goes, and even with security guys, and some guys you may know because they were part of stuff, they're like, oh, no, he's going to get us killed. But that's really, I said, I have to be authentic to who I am. And if God called me to meet this guy, so he asked him, he starts laughing. He's like, why would I want to cut your head off? You're my guest. I'm bringing you here. And that's when he reiterated, we've watched you for 2 years. You care about our children. You're not here for military gain, oil, money. You have a pure mission. So he goes, I'm here to help you. How can I help you? I was like, wow. I said, well, you can teach me about Islam. I don't understand the customs. He says, have you ever been to a mosque for worship? I said, nope. He said, let's go tonight. And we left that secure place where we were, went into a mosque, huge. And he was like, you really believe what you believe? I said, yeah. He goes, you're what we call a man of the book. And I said, well, I just try to live my faith best I can. Do you know, because of that act of faith and trusting him, knowing, yeah, we could get smoked, wrapped up like that. There's no way we could withstand any type of coordinated attack, and they're going to get us. He took me to an abandoned place where Christians, this is when ISIS had just hit, when Christians had fled Karagosh, Hamdaniya, and he brings me there the next day with my team. He goes, these are Christians. These are your people. Help them. He goes, because this is wrong. I'm like, I will help them. We end up getting all of them out of the country.
How many of them were there?
Guys, there was like 45 in that group. And it's, as you well know, that's not a small thing, to move people to a different country to get them safe and away. And I mean, there were families and kids, tons of children. And then that built a relationship with us. He was like, you really do care. And I said, of course. And it's not just Christian kids. It's Muslim children. It's kids of ISIS. Well, I'll never not help a kid. Yazidis, Kurds, it doesn't matter. It says children are always the one that pay the biggest price for adults' mistakes. So, and I don't think I've ever said this, but I'm gonna say it. We had many meetings. Many times I've gone. We were meeting, and we were sitting having tea one time, and he goes, Victor, the name he'd call me. He goes, I'd like to tell you something. I said, oh, okay, Professor. He leans forward. I lean forward. He goes,
hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.